So his butt cheeks are nice and clenched all the way. I'm hoping they are, Ollie, yeah?
Yeah. What?
In this video, we are going to address an issue that many of you out there face. I mean, we all face it at some stage in our life where we just can't get to the climbing wall. We're really strapped for time, and we're at home and we want to do some kind of effective general strength and conditioning session with some really basic facilities.
So we're going to go through a really simple 6-minute workout, which you can do multiple times throughout a session, or you can do it just once. And it's going to be using a couple of different exercises that we find really useful for climbing, using a really simple timing format.
I'm going to have Ollie doing the demo. So he's going to do 6 different exercises, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And I'm going to talk you guys through some of the form that he's using and the selection of which exercises we've gone for so that this session can be followed along through and you can do this at home as well.
So you can enjoy me suffering for the next 6 minutes, and hopefully Tom will give you some information to take away.
Ready?
Yeah,
right,
ready when you're up.
So we've got a stopwatch, we've got a timer here. I have set this up for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. We've got a 5-second countdown to start with, and the first exercise that we're going to do is a shoulder shrugs exercise.
So the only bit of equipment that you really need for this training is just a pull-up bar or something to do pull-ups on.
So like top of a fingerboard, we've got a juggy fingerboard, a lot of them have got jugs on top. And it goes without saying that Ollie is well warmed up before we start this session, so he's prepared for the kind of exercises that we're going to do in here.
Cool.
You ready?
Yep.
5 seconds in. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and on. Okay, so what Ollie's done here is he's selected a fairly natural grip in terms of the width of his shoulders. And what he's looking to do is create space between his ear and his shoulders here by engaging the scapula in his shoulders and bringing his head upwards and his torso upwards without bending his arms. So if you can see, there's no bend at all in his arms, and he's just engaging these shoulder muscles around his shoulders to engage and create that movement. And you're off, Ollie. Nice one. That was 30 seconds already.
That went quite quick, actually.
That feel okay?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, so you've got 30 seconds rest now, and then we're going to move into the next exercise, and it kind of is key initially, isn't it, that it's not a totally fatiguing, exhausting session just within 30 seconds.
Yeah, one of the struggling elements for this workout is it might be your grip strength a little bit, so keep making sure you chalk up and actually make the most of this rest period.
You have 3 seconds and we're into a pull-up. So another really good climbing specific general strength and conditioning exercise. So Ollie's using good form here, no kipping of the legs, no flicking of the hips. Can we just see a kip to sort of see what we're talking about here? So none of that kipping movement, trying to create momentum through the movement. He's using a really nice, pure, controlled pull-up movement. He's using an overhand grip, so knuckles facing towards him, and he hasn't selected a really wide grip position as well. You've got just 5 seconds more. 3, 2, 1, time. Nice one.
So if you do find pull-ups for that long quite hard, you can put your foot on a chair or something to the side. So in that instance, you've got a little bit of assistance. And the main thing is you just keep going for 30 seconds.
There's lots of different pull-up variations that you can do. If you have a look at some of our other videos on YouTube, you'll see all the different other pull-up methods we can use. So nice variety, plenty of different positions that you can use in this session. Okay, Ollie, you're on to the press-ups in 2, 1, and on. So with our pull-up form here, is what we're looking for is the belly button to be tucked in, really we're gaining lots of control across the core, the shoulders in a nice neutral position. He hasn't got his head tilted either really far forwards, off to the side, or tilted backwards. He's cleansing his glutes, so his butt cheeks are nice and clenched all the way. I'm hoping they are, Ollie, yeah? And he's got 2, 1, and down. He's going down to his chest on each of those movements, full range of movement. And that was just about doable in 30 seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was good. It's quite hard if you keep going. Same thing again, if that's too hard, go onto your knees and do a press up on your knees for the whole duration.
And with that exercise, again, is you're trying to rotate between exercises where you use different muscle groups. So you're not just doing pulling into another pulling exercise, into another pulling exercise. So you can do those 30-second efforts. You're now onto knee rolls. Okay, so what Ollie's really working on here now is, in a way, like an easy transition or build into a front lever position, really working the shoulders and the lats for this particular exercise. This one here, you can do a variety of different forms to make it easier or harder, bringing one leg straight out the front to make it harder. If you need a little bit more little less intensity, you can put your feet down between each exercise, take a quick rest and do another rep. That's your 30 seconds, Ollie. Nice. How'd that feel?
It's good. So like I said before, just make sure that you're getting enough chalk on, you've got enough grip for that exercise. You don't want to start swinging up and then drop off.
Next exercise is floor again. So swapping it down, we've done our shoulders and arms back, and now we'll do the work on the core. And this exercise is a twist crunch exercise, a really nice one for climbing in particular, because it involves some kind of rotation within the movement as well. So bringing the elbows to the knee on each one of those movements, and he's going out into a dish position at the end of each movement. Again, if you want to make this feel a little bit easier, you can swap to a non-twisting version of this exercise and just do dish tucks, which are a little bit easier. But in our opinion, it's nicer to put that twisting movement into this exercise because it's a little bit more climbing specific. 3, 2, 1, and off. You've just got one last exercise on this rotation, and you've got, for this one, is the side lunges. So staying lower body, and this is a nice little exercise, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good for adding a little bit of mobility and your hips into the same routine. And we find this is really good in terms of your movement on the wall, and it's something we both do to warm up quite a lot.
Really good for rockovers as well. 2, 1, and down. Yeah, really good. So with this exercise, is you want to keep the heels down as much as possible. You will find that if you're not as flexible as you could be, you'll want your heels to come off the ground. So really try and work on them being as low as possible on the ground. And hands can also go in a variety of positions. Bringing down by your hips, your thighs makes it slightly easier. And if you bring them above your head, it's really hard. I'm only gonna make Ollie do that for 2 seconds.
Sweet.
And that cycle there is 6 different exercises, really broad ranging, moving a lot across the whole body, specific to climbing, muscle groups that we use a lot in training, and is very repeatable, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you want to try and do like a bit of a harder session and you quite like this routine, try and do 6 minutes of that, 4 minutes rest, and see if you can do it 3 times in a row. And that's a really good 30-minute workout, including your core, your pulling, your pushing, and your mobility exercises all in one.
And one last point to make in terms of this particular 6-minute routine is that you want to make sure that you create variation within that routine. So don't just hammer out that same routine, exactly the same variations of each exercise for months and months on end. You want to change it up. So do different variations of pull-up exercise, different variations of core exercise. That's really key so that you don't stagnate in terms of the adaptations that you're making from that training.
Cool. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any comments, please put them below. And yeah, we'll keep doing some more of these if you enjoyed it.